Last week, Disney Lorcana revealed an exciting new item called White Rabbit's Pocket Watch, which also revealed a new keyword, Rush. Rush gives a character the ability to challenge the turn they're played, which confirms that there will be summoning sickness in Lorcana. If you don't know what summoning sickness is, it's a term used in TCGs that means a character cannot attack on the turn it enters play. It's supposed to keep the game a little more balanced by giving you an opportunity to interact with your opponent's cards and force your opponent to have some sort of setup in order to actually win the game. I find it interesting that it specifies challenge in the Rush description because although that confirms summoning sickness, it does make me wonder whether or not a character or an item for that matter can still use their ability the turn they're played. Can Elsa use her freeze ability the turn she comes into play, or is that part of the summoning sickness? A few weeks ago, Lorcana revealed another item card called Magic Mirror that has the ability Speak, which lets you exert the card and pay 4 to draw a card. Can Magic Mirror and Pocket Watch be used the turn they're played? If I had to guess, it looks like these items aren't necessarily something you attach to a character, but rather something that you cast onto the field, sort of like an artifact in Magic. My second question would be whether or not these items break or crack when you use them. In other words, can they only be used once or multiple times? Neither item card seems to specify that it needs to be discarded when used, and having to pay 2 cost, then another 4 cost just to draw 1 card for Magic Mirror seems way too expensive to be viable, leading me to believe you can reuse the card on the next turn. Same thing with Pocket Watch. A card like this makes me think you'd want to play it in a deck where you can give multiple creatures Rush in order to control your opponent's board, leading me to believe it is more of a one-time use thing. I feel like it would make more sense for it to be an action card if it was to be single use. Specifically, Captain Hook comes to mind after seeing this new card. I could also see pairing Mulan with Pocket Watch in order to make a surprise challenge against your opponent and gain a bunch of lore instantly. It's really hard for me to gauge how powerful these cards are right now because of the odd resource system. As you can see, Magic Mirror doesn't have the swirls around the costs like Pocket Watch does. So far, when we see a required cost for something in the card text, it's always denoted as the hexagon, similar to what we see in Magic Mirror and Hades. It could literally be anything because we don't have much to go off of, but I'm starting to wonder if you gain +1 of these resources each turn like a mana system, and the other resource is a card in the deck. This could create some interesting gameplay by allowing you to not be restricted to playing 1-cost cards on turn 1 if you have the way to spend the extra ink. I honestly have no clue, I'm just spitballing here, but it's really important to know in order to figure out if these cards are any good right now. Total 6 costs to draw 1 card sounds absurd, and admittedly 4 costs to give something Rush sounds pretty expensive too, making me believe there's something major we're missing. Disney Lorcana also surprised us a couple weeks ago by asking us what kind of card we wanted to be revealed next, a hero, villain, or ally, only to reveal all 3 on their 3 different social media accounts. One of these cards happens to be another Amethyst card, the Wardrobe, Belle's Confidant. She's a 3-cost Dreamborn ally with a 3/4 stat line. This makes for the second ally card we've seen next to Olaf, who is also an Amethyst. Having so many Amethyst cards revealed is making me wonder if we'll be seeing the Amethyst Amber deck when gameplay gets revealed in the spring. Seeing so many Amethyst cards is starting to show us what the ink might be all about. All the cards seem to be very tempo based, stalling your opponent with Elsa's freeze ability, giving your characters Rush to quickly gain and keep control of the board state, drawing cards so you never run out of answers. Amethyst is looking really fun, and I can't wait to see what Amethyst Mickey has in store for us. Going back to the other 2 cards Lorcana revealed to us, we got to see Scar, Mastermind, and Aladdin, Prince Ali. I want to take a look at Scar first. He's a 6-cost Storyborn villain with a 5/4 stat line and Sapphire. He has the ability Insidious Plot, which lets you reduce an opposing character's attack by 5 for the turn. Disney Lorcana has been very careful not to reveal the amount of lore on these cards, so we don't know that yet. I'm not convinced yet that Scar is actually a good card. He could be useful by allowing you to safely take out an opponent's character, but that requires some setup. You could give Scar Rush with Pocket Watch if you're willing to pay the extra cost, but even then, we don't have many cards right now that gives you an even or net positive trade for that matter. The only cards we have right now that would make it worthwhile is Hades and Maleficent, and for Hades, you'd have to also have another challenger on board already. In all honesty right now, I actually like Robin Hood better than Scar as a 6-cost Sapphire card. Sure, you need to have less cards in your hand than your opponent, but the ability to gain evasive and draw a card is more appealing to me than reducing attack for now. Again, this is just speculation, and a lot of this is very dependent on information we don't have right now, like all the other cards that haven't been revealed, and also, again, like how the mana system or resource system works. When we look at Aladdin Prince Ali, we can see he's an Emerald 2-cost with a 2/2 stat line and the traits Storyborn, Hero, and Prince. He also carries the ward keyword that was revealed with Aurora. If you haven't seen my video on that, you should check it out after this one. I'll link it in the description, and it should pop up at the top of the screen right now. Honestly, there's nothing too special about this card. He seems like a really solid 2-cost just for his stats and having a keyword. We don't know how powerful ward will be, but at least Aladdin Prince Ali will force your opponent to take some damage on their glimmers in order to banish him, which is worth something. One last card they've revealed since my last video video was an action card called Healing Glow. This card removes up to 2 damage from a chosen character, confirming that we were correct to assume persistent damage based on the back of the gift set box from the Toy Fair. I also have a video that covered that as well. This card's viability will be determined by how frequently cards are left on the field with persistent damage. I could see it being a useful card in a more control-y stall type deck that makes it hard for your opponent to take your glimmers off the board. I want to go back to Magic Mirror for a second. In my opinion, Magic Mirror seems really expensive for just a single card draw. The only other cards we have right now that let us draw cards are Robin Hood and Stitch. Robin Hood costs 6 and gets you a body on the board, letting you draw as long as you have less cards in hand than your opponent. For a card that requires equal resources to draw a card, it seems like you'd be getting more value from Robin Hood. It could be close though. Stitch is also kind of difficult to compare for card draw. Not only does Stitch give you a body like Robin Hood, but Stitch can be shifted. When looking at his ability alone, I have to say it looks much stronger than Magic Mirror. Where Magic Mirror requires you to pay 4 hexagon resource, you only need to pay a 2 cost to summon a character and exert it to draw. I know there might come a point where your board is full so you can't use Stitch's ability, but at that point you've probably gotten 3 to 5 draws out of him for half of the mana needed for Magic Mirror. You can also draw multiple cards in one turn with Stitch, whereas for Magic Mirror, once you exert it, the first time you pay 4 costs, unless there's a way to unexert it, you can't use it to draw any more cards for that turn. I know Magic Mirror can draw you multiple cards over the course of many turns, but still, there's a chance Magic Mirror may not be the best card, or Stitch could be a really good card, but I think there's more at play that we don't know yet that would give us a much better understanding of the power level of these cards. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. What cards look really strong right now, and what do you think about White Rabbit's Pocket Watch and all the other cards revealed? I want you to give the video a like if you enjoyed it or found it useful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all things Lorcana. I've got so much planned and can't wait to show everybody, which leads me to my next exciting announcement. I'm going to Gen Con. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it when it was announced that Lorcana would be there, but I can't miss the opportunity to meet all the amazing people in the Lorcana community. I can't wait to get my hands on some cards and meet as many people as possible. I'll be recording everything I can and trying to bring you guys a first look at whatever they have for us. I'm excited to get to meet Ryan and Steve. Steve, if you're listening to this, I'm still planning on challenging you, so I hope you're ready. If anyone is going to be there and wants to meet up with me, let me know. Give me a comment in the YouTube comments. Shoot me a DM on Discord or Twitter. Everything's open. I want to meet everybody. I'm extremely excited. Let me know what you want to see at Gen Con. Before I finish off this video, I wanted to address the lack of uploads the last couple of weeks. If I'm being honest, there's been a lot going on in my personal life that I can't really get into, if I'm being honest. Everything that's been going on has kind of turned my life on its head, for lack of a better term. I wanted to take this opportunity to let everyone know just how helpful it was to receive everyone's support through Twitter and Discord and everything else. It helped me in a really dark time, more than I think most of you know that actually interacted with me, especially those of you who DM'd me and checked up on me. You all know who you are. This community is one of the best that I've ever been a part of, and I really couldn't be more thankful. I'm in a place now where I feel like I can continue uploading more consistently. My head's a little bit more clear, but everything in my own life isn't sorted out yet. So I wanted to say thank you for your patience and for your understanding. I'm hoping to stay consistent now, but I wanted to let everyone know there are still things going on in the background. So if I become slow to upload or go silent for a little while, that's probably why. Y'all push me to do my absolute best and keep my head up. Y'all are the best. With that being said, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please remember to take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys in the next one.